Hi students, welcome back to this wonderful chapter, Chemical Kinetics. In this module, we are going to see a couple of MCQs on rate law. So let's take a look at our first question. The rate law for a reaction between A and B is given by rate is equal to A concentration raised to N into B concentration raised to M. On doubling the concentration of A and halving the concentration of B, the ratio of new rate law to the earlier rate of the reaction will be as A, M plus N, B, N minus M, C, 2 raised to N minus M, D, 2 raised to minus of M plus N. So here we've been given a rate equation. When we fiddle with the concentration, we get another rate equation. When we find the ratio, we will get our answer. Pretty straightforward. So let's write the first rate law, that is rate 1, of course, since it's the first equation, is equal to K into A concentration raised to N into B concentration raised to M. Let's mark this as the first equation. Now here, when the concentration of A gets doubled and concentration of B gets halved, we can change the concentration terms in the first equation and we can rewrite the equation as rate 2 is equal to K into 2A concentration whole raised to N into B by 2 concentration whole raised to M. Here, just by using laws of indices, by splitting the terms on the right hand side of the equation, we can say that rate 2 is equal to K into 2 raised to N into concentration of A raised to N into concentration of B raised to M into 2 raised to minus M. Fairly simple. Now let's mark this equation as the second equation. What we will do now is that we will divide equation 2 by equation 1. And the reason for doing that is pretty simple. We have been asked to find the ratio of new rate law to the earlier rate law, which means equation 2 divided by equation 1. So when we do that, this is the expression that we get. So is that very clear? Now here, in this expression, when we cancel out all the common terms, in the end, rate 2 upon rate 1, the ratio that we get is nothing but 2 raised to N into 2 raised to minus M. And when you fuse them together, the right hand side, we will get ratio is equal to 2 raised to N minus M. Now when you take a look at the options, you can see that the correct answer is C, 2 raised to N minus M. Let's take a look at another multiple choice question. The rate of a gaseous reaction A plus B giving C plus D is equal to, rate is equal to A concentration into B concentration. Both the orders alpha and beta happen to be 1 here. The volume of the reaction vessel containing these gases is suddenly reduced to 1/4 of its initial volume. The rate of the reaction would change by a factor of. These are the options. A, 1 by 16, B, 16, C, 1 by 8, or D, 8. So these are the options that are given to us. Here, it is fairly obvious that the volume is decreasing. It's becoming 1/4 of its initial value. So, if volume decreases, the concentration has to increase. And when concentration increases, you can say that the rate of the reaction also increases, which means that option has to be either B or D. It cannot reduce to 1/16th or 1/8th of its initial value because the volume is decreasing, so the concentration will increase. More concentration means more rate of reaction that we have seen earlier. Anyway, to figure out whether the answer will be B or whether it will be D, let's take a look at the solution. Now this is the rate law equation that has been given to us. Here, volume is inversely proportional to concentration, and we have been told that the volume decreases by a factor of 4. If the volume decreases by a factor of 4, it's pretty obvious that the concentration will increase by a factor of 4. So if the concentration increases by a factor of 4, all we have to do is substitute that in the rate equation, and we get this. Rate is equal to concentration of 4A into concentration of 4B. Take all the constant terms out and we are left with rate is equal to 16 into concentration of A into concentration of B. Now here, when you compare the first rate equation with the one that we have just got, it's pretty obvious that the rate is increasing 16 times. So if the rate increases by a factor of 16, the correct answer here in this case has to be B, 16. So that's how we solve MCQs related to rate law. Hope that is very clear. Thank you very much.